All right, well, what you're gonna see today is a good old-fashioned Rage Purge. A very sophisticated version of it, but we got rid of so much stuff in Lisa's basement.
I actually wish, in hindsight, I wish we had a GoPro set up on the trailer and watch that thing just fill from the front from little bit to literally to the roof full, to the back of the door full.
And what was deceiving, when you first look at Lisa's basement, her guest bedroom looked like many of our spaces, like a storage space, but she was just ready to part with so much. And so today we want to tell you some tips, like if you want to do a Rage Purge yourself, which we totally endorse, some tips to help you get through stuff faster and some of our favorite tools that make the process go so much smoother too. Well, last week we had a really good warm up in your garage and we made a ton of progress. And now that you're looking back, it was about 2 hours we spent in your garage. Did it feel hard or did it feel like it went, I mean, you put it aside for so long and that it didn't feel as hard as you had built it up in your head?
It didn't feel as hard as I thought it would be.
That's why so many of us put it up. So we want to help you have that same experience in your basement today. And like you had mentioned too, that when you were simplifying your main living areas, because they look awesome, a lot of the stuff just ended up down here.
Yes.
So this is your third bedroom, you don't use it a lot, and so most of us have a place like this in our home where the random stuff collects. So we're just gonna go through, see if there's any obvious stuff to donate, maybe organize it a little bit more, trash anything that's garbage, and just see what we're left with and how much we have left to try and organize.
Great.
But anytime you're looking at a space and you're feeling just overwhelmed by it, you don't know where to start, it's best to set a timer for 15 minutes and just begin to re-familiarize yourself with what's down there. Look for easy stuff, things that are garbage or just really clear donations. All right, so we have our runners here. Julie and Tom can run stuff too. And then from there, the next step is just to start grouping like stuff with like stuff. So when we were in Lisa's garage, we had started coming across some boxes and bins of photos. And she said, oh, there's gonna be a ton more of those in the basement too. So we knew that we needed to create like a category or a grouping of photos. So we started going through it, and one of the first boxes we found was photos. And so we just was like, that's okay, we're not dealing with photos today, we're just grouping them all together so we have a better idea of what we're looking for. Another category was Christmas stuff. She had a bunch of totes of Christmas stuff. She loves decorating for the holidays. And so we just started grouping all of that stuff together too. Measuring spoons, you do like to bake. Do you need those?
These were kid toys though,
Oh, not actual baking.
not ones that I actually use.
That's awesome.
For baking. Even this wallet he used as a toy, you know.
Play with.
It has
I didn't know.
old things in it.
Oh, gift cards and stuff in it. You're a
Yes.
great mom.
So at this point in the video, we potentially may be like spent right now.
Yeah.
But we don't know it yet. We don't know that we're not done. At this point in the video, potentially, you just glance in a box and just carry that thing right on up and out. You don't go through the box because it will take way too much time and energy to go through everything.
Yes.
It's a bag full of bags.
And I'm glad you brought that up because that's where the Rage Purge came in.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lisa's very composed and she was not raging.
We edited that out.
No, yeah, but she was so focused in on, if we have not used this, it is gone. If Matthew has outgrown it, her son is 13 now,
Yeah.
almost 14, if he's outgrown it, there's no reason to keep it. And that's what made it kind of feel like a Rage Purge, is just like, she literally would look in a box, do a quick sort, and then it was gone. And it's really helpful whenever you're approaching areas like this, especially storage spaces, to think of it like everything in here has been quarantined or set aside. It's all been time tested, because if I haven't gone back in to grab something, I don't need it.
What's the idea for this room, Julie? Would this be like a guest bedroom or?
This is the third bedroom, or at least it used to be. So when we would have company, this is what we had. But obviously for years now, that hasn't been doable.
So I think there was two main reasons that Lisa was able to get through stuff quickly. One, like we said, with each box, she wasn't deliberating over each item. She was really just doing a quick search to see if there was anything ultra valuable, and then the rest we were passing off to her sister Julie, and Julie was sorting out the garbage from the donations. So it was really helpful to have someone else there to help.
Yeah, she was like another like trusted official of In case Tom got too aggressive with the things and
Tom
just
would be
started
like,
shuttling things
Tom's
out
like,
of the
this is
house.
all garbage, and they're like, oh, we just gotta sort it quick. But here's the thing with the Rage Purge too. If you have a space that is overwhelming you and you wanna make some quick progress, we don't always have the luxury of debating over every item, what is the best way to dispose of it. Yes, in a perfect world, we would donate stuff that can be donated, we would recycle everything possible, but sometimes we don't have enough bandwidth for that, especially right now. And so there are days where you just need to give yourself permission to get some black trash bags and start tossing stuff in, knowing that it's not always gonna be like this. It was very clear walking around the rest of Lisa's home that she has good buying habits now. She is not bringing in excess.
All right, so this looks like some beach
This looks
stuff.
like old kid toys, yeah.
Okay.
This can all go.
So yes, on this day that we were there, we were making quick decisions and not everything maybe got sorted out in the best possible way, but that's okay, and you have permission to do that too.
I see floor.
Yeah. This is looking pretty good.
I see cobwebs and dead
Well, we
spiders
can clean
and-
after.
All right, so the second thing that I helped, that I think, and so the second thing that I helped, and so the second thing that I think
And so the second thing that we think helped was
that Lisa had a memory bin. So when we were sorting through stuff in the garage, we were like, hey Lisa, do you have a memory bin? She's like, well, I have one for Matthew, but not for myself. And we're like, you need a memory bin. Inevitably, when you are going through boxes, some of them had been out there for 18 or 19 years, we found.
yeah. But that was the deceiving thing, because she had it all very well organized and in clear bins. You walked in and you thought, what are we here for?
When she said some of that stuff had been down there for like 8 years or however long she lived there, I was like, you store stuff so neatly. Even your junk is like so neatly stored. I was floored when she said that. But inevitably, if you're gonna start going through old boxes, probably there'll be like 1 or 2 things in each box that you're gonna wanna keep. And she came across a sweater from middle school, of all things.
Yeah.
Here's like a favorite sweater from
Wow.
when I was in middle school, I
Oh.
think.
Wow.
I don't even know, but I don't know why I still have this.
Is it something you would put in a memory bin or no?
No.
Nothing that feels super special?
No. Don't know why.
Okay.
I still have it.
So then we could ask, do you want to put that in the memory bin? And what we're asking is it container worthy? It's fun to reminisce, but is it worth now archiving forever?
Right.
And she was like, no. Fun to see, but no, I don't need to. And so it was really nice just having the memory box there, because there were things that she did decide to put into it. So now all your special stuff has a home. And we had one for her son too, so there was some baby clothes and different stuff that went in those. It's the most underestimated tool when it comes to decluttering, is having a memory bin. So please have one for yourself and every member of your household.
Do I have one?
We have a joint one. So
Oh.
Yeah.
So the answer was no.
no, but it has, I can go get it. It has like photos from when you were growing up, cards we've given to each other, just different stuff like that. Do you really want to see it now?
I'm curious. Well, now that I learned that everyone in the house should have one, I'm like, well, where's my box?
All right, I'll pull it out by the end
Oh,
of
is
the
it
video.
that big building outside? That's my memory bin?
Yeah. Don't get me started on your memory boxes.
A shower curtain, maybe? I don't know. It's trash. This is trash.
Wow, well, you made quick work of that box, actually.
And she had said too, you know, some of the stuff, some of the boxes she had moved from house to house. There's other stuff when she wanted to simplify her kitchen and she wasn't sure if she would miss it. So she had packed it up really neatly, of course, in her style.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
all cups.
Oh, it's like organized.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
You know
Yeah.
me.
So is this.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't.
So, do you need these anymore?
No. I mean, there's like, these are like the cups and the goblets that match my dishes.
Like your current
Like
set?
I have a whole set of all of this stuff,
Okay.
but it's 100 years old, and I actually wish I had different stuff anyways.
Okay.
So it's
So this can
totally
go.
fine to go.
I thought for a second, I'm like, ooh, is this gonna trip her up? Because that would be stuff that would be easy to like keep for someday or if you entertain. She like looked at the box and was like,
Take it.
nope, catch you later. And so I hope you feel inspired by Lisa that if you have stuff in your house that has been in storage for multiple years, it has been time tested. It has been set aside. If you have not gone in there to pull stuff out, you're not gonna miss it when it's gone.
So here's clearly more stuff from when my kitchen was cleaned out. I mean,
Okay.
I obviously don't. Yeah, I don't even drink coffee. I don't have a
You don't need
coffee.
saucers.
I don't even have a coffee machine in my house.
Yeah, good. Well, and then this was funny too. So we were flying through this stuff. Lisa was doing great, and then we came to this one category of stuff, and she was like, I'm gonna keep all my Tupperware. I know it's not rational.
But this is Tupperware, and it's not even rational. I know that I want to keep it all, but I do.
Yeah. So let's group all the Tupperware stuff together for now.
And the tone she used said, don't push me on this one, Dawn.
Nope, and I was totally okay with that because when you are getting rid of all the other stuff, she wasn't saying, I want to keep Tupperware and I want to keep every toy my child had and I want to keep this and that. No, she knew. She was like, I'm going to keep all my Christmas stuff. I love decorating for the holidays and I'm going to keep my Tupperware. And I was like, that's awesome because she has room to store it. It's really, once we got all the other stuff out, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, there was like 4 totes of Tupperware, but that's fine, right?
So Lisa, this seems pretty easy for you.
It is.
Are you just kind of like ready to be done?
to
It-
zone.
It would not have been when Matthew was little,
Okay.
and I was still so much more attached to these things. But as he's gotten older and he doesn't use them, now they just bother me because they take up space.
Yeah. And as we kept going, it became clear as like, I think we can fit all the Christmas stuff into that closet that was in that bedroom. That was kind of my goal. I was like, if we could get the Tupperware and the Christmas stuff in there, that's gonna feel so good.
This is garbage. We're gonna need a bigger bag.
Those plastic trays though, sis?
And so I was like, you wanna keep Tupperware? Keep Tupperware, you have room. And so we can always keep the stuff that's really special to us, that we really enjoy and like. We just gotta get rid of the rest of the stuff. And so we started going through the closet more, and there was these kind of wonky built-in storage stuff.
I think it looked like they weren't built-ins. It looks like somebody had like screwed a couple cabinets or shelves that came from somewhere else into there. That kind of like
broke up the space? Or?
yeah, made the space less usable. Like you couldn't put as much things in places because they were there.
Yeah, especially for our purposes. Like she had her big tote with her Christmas tree, and I'm like, I really just want to slide that in there, and you couldn't.
Keep the door shut.
Yeah, and shut the door. And so it was more designed for like clothing and stuff. And so it's so funny because finally her sister Julie was just like, this is coming. And she's like, this is silly that this is in here. It's not functional. And she just started like pulling it out, and we were all kind of like, yeah, I was thinking that, but nobody ever likes to take out organizational stuff. And so we pulled those out. The closet felt like twice as big. And then it was super easy to fit all of her Christmas stuff in there. And by that point, poor Tom was just like exhausted.
Her house though, so it was like not a tri-level, a quad level?
Yeah.
So we were on the lowest level, and it all goes around and around and around and up.
You and Julie put on like so many steps that day. Yeah, it was exhausting. We were like super sweaty. Yes. Yeah, we didn't get like 20,000 steps in. I don't know. How does this feel? This is the most decluttering either of us have ever done in a single day. Like, it's probably the most decluttering you've done in a day too,
it's
right?
the most decluttering I've done in my life.
Yeah. So we didn't know if we'd be able to get all your Christmas stuff into the storage closet down here.
Yep.
And we did, so hopefully it's pretty easy to access. Christmas isn't actually that far away, which is kind of wild.
Yep.
And then you have your memory bin. We have 2 memory bins for Matthew, which is great. One for toys, one for clothes. And then we are leaving you with some stuff now, some photos and some other like miscellaneous paperwork to go through.
Yep.
But does it feel more manageable?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Plus there's like breathing room to actually go through.
So you could come down here, work on it
Stuff.
for a little bit and not feel so stressed out by it.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, we hope you really enjoy this space now.
It's incredible.
How good that space felt. I don't know if you can always tell from the video how good that space felt. We were exhausted, but looking back at it, it felt so good to have all of that stuff out that she wasn't using. And then to know in that closet, now she could easily get to all of her Christmas stuff to decorate. If she needed to pull out any Tupperware or give it for gifts, it was all accessible. She knew very clearly what was in the closet, and anything special was in its spot in a memory bin, and it was safe and secure and ready for her and her son to revisit it and go through it anytime that they want.
Well, and that was a guest room that she wasn't
Yeah.
using for guests because of all the stuff that was in it. Now she has a guest room again.
Yeah. So it felt like a really big success. And so we want that for you too. So take a few tips from Lisa. Recruit help, especially if you have like a lot of stairs. You can use your children as runners. You can invite over a sister or a friend.
I would say make sure that your helper is encouraging,
Yeah.
not critical or discouraging or
Yeah.
wanting to keep everything. I would say make sure that they're an encouraging person just in general.
That's a good point. Julie
Because
was very
otherwise it
helpful.
might be a very unpleasant experience.
Well, and just set proper expectation. You know,
Yeah.
if you say, I want help with our guest room for 2 hours, my goal is to get rid of as much stuff as possible.
Right.
And we even have like a printable with questions. I can link to that too. Be like, here's our guidelines. If I haven't used it, like it's gone. If I question it, you ask me these questions, right? And I'll talk it out and I'll make a decision and it'll be really good. So recruit help whenever possible. But even if you don't have someone to help, set a timer for 15 minutes. I know you hear this all the time, but just go down there, refamiliarize yourself and look for easy stuff and you will make progress in that space and it'll feel less scary. So thank you, Lisa, for letting us come to your house. It was really fun to get to take so much stuff away with us. It was really rewarding for us too. So.
It was, however, not fun unloading that truck. That was not.
But it's all right. It all works out in the end. So,
Hey, when are we gonna do decluttering garages?
well, I was going to mention, we actually Rage Purged our garage last year.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to link to that video as well, because if you have a overwhelming garage, we hear ya. So there's some good tips in that video too. We hope that you have a great weekend. We love you and we'll see you again soon.
Bye bye.
Oh, did you want me to go get the memory bin or do you trust me?
No, I trust you.